Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Tania Aprilia. I'm a Magister of English Education in Universitas Terbuka. Let's follow me to analyze about noun clause and adjective clause as a second assignment in analysis of grammar. In writing a sentence, we must understand the grammar of writing. Before discussing about noun and adjective clause, I will explain you about the complex sentence first. Because noun clause and adjective clause are a part of it. Based on definition, complex sentence is a sentence consisting of one main clause or independent clause and one or more subordinate clauses or dependent clauses. In a sentence, there is of course a clauses. A clause is a combination of words that must contain a subject and a verb. Every sentence has at least a main clause and dependent on subordinate clause. You should remember, the main clause is a sentence that can stand alone, but subordinate clauses cannot stand alone and can be preceded by a connector. For example, Sam never saved any money, although he earns a good salary. In this sentence, we have a main clause in a green sentence and subordinate clauses in the red sentence. So, if the green sentence is not there, the red sentence has no meaning and the sentence becomes unclear. This clause cannot build its own sentence, which must be a sentence that also contains independent clause. There are three types of subordinate clauses, but today I will explain you about the two types. The first is about noun clause and the second is about adjective clause. First, let's move to noun clause. Noun clause is a subordinate clauses that functions as nouns. Noun clause follow and will be formed with the conjunctions. They are the types of the conjunctions that can be used in the noun clause. Like that, whether or if, question words like who, what, which, whom, when, where, whose, why, how. And then like whoever, whatever, whichever, whenever, wherever, and however. However, we have to be careful with the use of conjunctions because some of them can become adjective clause or can even be positions as a subject, like which, who, what, whoever, whatever, whichever, whenever, wherever, and however. And the next, I will show you examples, how it works, how to build it, and when to use it. Basically, noun clause have four ways of use. The first is about noun clause as a subject. Noun clause as a subject have a functions to can act as a subject. For example, what she wore to the party really turned some heads. In this sentence, we have a noun clause as a subject. What she wore to the party with the patterns start from conjunctions followed by subject and verb. And we have the other verb like turn. So, the sentence has one dependent clause followed by an independent clause which causes it to become a complex sentence. The next is noun clause as an object. Look at the sentence in the number 1. Please ask mom what we're having for dinner. In the sentence, what we're having for dinner is a noun as an object. With the patterns start from conjunctions followed by subject and verb. And we have the other verb is as. The noun as an object, what we're having, give the egg as an object of as. Number 2. Do you know if she's coming? If she's coming is a noun as an object. Start from conjunctions followed by subject and verb. And if she's coming, give act as an object of verb noun. The next is noun clause as an object or prepositions. The kinds of the prepositions like for, about, to, and etc. The functions is the preposition can take an object. Look at the example. Sarah should not be held responsible for what her brother does. In the sentence, what her brother does is a noun clause as an object prepositions. The functions to give explain about the prepositions. The preposition in this sentence is for. And the last type is a noun clause as adjective complement. Look at the example. I am happy that you've decided to come. In the sentence, if we just think about I am happy, we have a problem. This is a complex sentence, but that has many reasons why you are happy. So, that you've decided to come is a noun as adjective complement with a patterns start from conjunctions and followed by subject and verb. That you've decided to come give more information about the adjective happy. Okay, and next I want to explain you about the adjective clause. Based on definition, adjective clause is a subordination clause function as an adjective which has the main functions of adding information about a noun. Adjective clause called by relative clause. The first thing to be remembered about an adjective clause, the full clause naturally is adjective. Altogether followed by subject or verb or some modifier, and all of the clause has a function as an adjective. It means that is give you some information about a noun in a sentence. You can have many noun and you can have many adjective, and that's no limit. And the adjective followed by conjunctions or connectors. The type of the connectors that can be used in adjective clause sentence patterns like who or whom, the function is for people, which the function is for things, and that the function for people or things. We have two types of adjective clause. The first is about defining adjective clause and the second is about modifying adjective clause. So, I want to give informations about the first type is defining adjective clause. Defining adjective clause, which means basically the clause refers to the noun and telling the important something about a noun. Without adjective clause, the noun is incomplete. Defining adjective clause, which means basically the clause refers to the noun and telling the important something about a noun. Without adjective clause, the noun is incomplete. And if we want to make a sentence with defining adjective clause, don't forget we know using comma. But modifying adjective clause, it is not necessary, but we put it to give abstract information about a noun. So, it's about an adjective to give the more descriptions about a noun. And in a sentence, we using a comma. But before I give you example, you should know to make a sentence with adjective clause, they all begin with relative pronoun. This is basically conjunction in the clause, like that, which, who, whom, whose, when, where, and why. And remember, the conjunctions can be positioned as a subject. The conjunction like that, which, and who can be a conjunction and can be the subject. But whom, whose, when, where, and why cannot be the subject of the clause. Look at the example. The book which you recommended was interesting. We have the adjective clause in the sentence followed by connector or conjunctions, subject, and verb. And then we have a noun. The noun is book. If we pay attention, the adjective clause here explain about the noun. The next is look at the example about defining adjective clause. The man who lives next door is a doctor. If we see the word like the man, we have a problem. The problem is which a man. We did not write. So, based on grammatical, the man is not a complete sentence. So, we need to identify with a defining adjective clause. Who lives next door is the doctor. The sentence is adjective clause. Start from conjunctions and follow by verb. And you can see in the sentence there is no comma. We have adjective clause to identify who the man is. So, the functions of this sentence to identify something. The last is modifying adjective clause. Look at the sentence. Dr. Smith, who lives next door, is a retired. In the sentence, we have a comma. We know in the sentence the subject is Dr. Smith. Have a clear meaning. He is a Smith and he is a doctor. This is clear and we don't need identify in a sentence, but we need extra informations to give the sentence before is more clearly. Is a retired is the extra informations. Okay, I want to give you another example. Place thinking about the noun like car. Car has no have a clearly meaning, so we should have defining them because it can be any car. But if we say the red car, we have a specific meaning of noun. So we only have to modify the sentence, not to identify. I think there is a simple conclusion about the differences of identifying adjective clause and modifying adjective clause. Based on the topic today, the conclusions, non-clauses are used as a subject, object, or objects of prepositions in the sentences. The functions like nouns and often begin with the questions word or conjunctions. Meanwhile, the adjective clause provides additional information about the noun in the sentence. So, I think that's all about my topic today. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.